If you really stop and look at your experience of life, you recognize that there's a lot of fluctuation in it. So what do we do about this? So the first thing to sort of really tunnel down into is that if you live a life temporarily, if you're just inhabiting your body for one day, what would your life actually look like? And this is where chances are you would kind of screw things up, right? This is why public toilets, people piss piss all over the public toilet because they don't ever have to use it again. This is why public toilets are such a mess, because there's no sense of stewardship because I can leave it for the next person. And if you look at your life and you lack consistency, what's going on there? You are leaving stuff for future you to deal with, right? You don't want to deal with it today. And people may wonder, well, why is that? And this is where there's an interesting bit of neuroscience that comes in. So if you look at the human brain, we've evolved to do this, have this problem with future discounting, which basically means that we as a human species, this is the way we've evolved, value $1 today more than $2 a year from now. There's a part of our brain called the nucleus accumbens, and it's wired to value things that are immediate more than things that are distant. If you sort of think about it for a second, right? Let's say I've got two things to do. Let's say it's Friday. I've got to play a video game and I've got to fill out an application. So my brain looks at this problem and says, okay, I've got these two things to do. And due to future discounting, I can do my work today and then I can have fun tomorrow. But literally, my brain values fun today more than fun tomorrow. This is why we fundamentally as a species procrastinate. So what do we do about this? We have to understand that we are inheriting this life from the person who came before us. And we are custodians of this life for the person who comes next. See, our life is not one where we exist from moment to moment to moment. It's some weird body swap comedy. In all of those body swap comedies, what happens? This person's consciousness gets transplanted into this new body. What does their life become? Their life becomes a playground. There's $10,000 in the bank account. Well, I'm going to buy whatever the hell I want to because this person who will come after me will have to clean up that mess. So we really have to accept this. So I want y'all to start living your life as if you're playing a video game, but you're only playing it for 5 minutes at a time. If you're playing a MOBA game and someone else is in the bathroom and they're like, oh no, the queue popped, start playing the game for me. How are you going to play that game? Even though you won't get the joy of winning, are you going to start saying lol, I'm going to screw up this person's game and then they can inherit it 5 minutes from now and then whatever. No, when you sit down to play the game, if you really pay attention, you're going to try to play the best game that you can, even though you're not going to get the joy of winning. Then you step out of the seat, your friend steps into the seat, and then they take over. And when that second person steps into the seat, they are custodians of the game for 5 minutes. They don't get to see the victory, right? They're only playing for 5 minutes. They're swapping for someone else. And then that next person plays the game. When do games go wrong? When someone who's sitting stops playing in 5-minute intervals. When someone who's playing for the first 5 minutes and your enemies feed, then they think, oh my God, the game is lost. Everything is screwed. And then what do you start doing? You start inting down mid and you start fucking over the guy next who comes next. And then when you respawn, you're in this game, but you've screwed things up for yourself even more. See, this is the key thing to understand. When we connect our present day to some kind of outcome, we recruit the nucleus accumbens. We begin to tilt. Everything gets tangled together and we actually lose control. Instead, how should you play a game where you've gone 0-2 in mid and things are not going well? Okay, I am a custodian of this game for the next 5 minutes. How can I play this game to improve things for the person who comes next? This is exactly how you should live your life.